Hello my friends, I have a question for you. Do you have your Cubase project template ready for 2024? No, what do you mean no? You don't work with templates? Oh boy. Don't worry, I'm fine because I'm working with templates, yes, and I can show you how you can make your project templates in Cubase. It's very easy, and also I can explain why they are so important in my opinion. And in case you're already working with templates, you will be really shocked when I show you mine. Because this is it. This is all I need, and I literally called this template All I Need 24. This idea of working with a very minimal template goes back to the year 2020 when I've created my first All I Need template, which basically only had a piano and a tempo track in it. And then I've made new versions every year, All I Need 21, 22. But then I've made a big mistake in 23 when I had the idea to add more tracks and more instruments to this template. Well, I quickly learned that it didn't work well, because every time I've started a new project, none of those extra instruments and new tracks seem to be the right thing in that moment. And I think it's because I love to create music out of thin air. And I also must say, I just love simple things. And over time, I've learned that a minimalistic approach is always a very good start. It's very inspiring. You have many options, many places to go. And this is what I want to achieve when I make my own music. I want to feel free from cheesy mammon and overpowered plug-in collections. Stay away from me! Okay, calm down. Of course, I have different templates for different occasions. This All I Need template is my everyday template. But for example, when I make a guitar tutorial here on my channel, I want to have a little backing track going on. So I have a different template for that, as well as when I'm working on a new album. I will take 1 or 2 weeks before I start writing the album to come up with a template for that. And of course, during the writing and producing process, I will always change the template a little bit here and there, make additions and corrections. But enough of that, I will show you my All I Need 24 template in detail, and there's more to show than you might think. But so far, I hope you understood how important templates are, at least for me and my creative process. Templates help me to get started, stay focused, and get shit done, you know? And my general approach is simplicity. The coolest thing about templates in Cubase is that you not only can save the track list and you have sounds going on. No, you can also save all kinds of settings. For example, when I open my template here, the metronome is already on, so I don't even need to turn the metronome on, and also I have already selected the piano track so I can immediately start to play and I hear something. And look down there in the bottom left corner, all the different record modes. Set them up and save them in the template. Okay, I will not go deeper into all those specific settings, better let's make another video about that. But there's a funny thing about my locator points. Of course, we have by default the very important locators 1 and 2 to create a loop area. But I have 3 more like personal locators that I always use in every project. The first is locator 3, and it jumps back right at like a quarter note before the music starts. And you know, in Cubase we have another default button, it's the arrow key on your keyboard that jumps back to the beginning of the project. But you can see that I have set up my bars a bit differently. In the project setup window you can do that. So I have an offset going on. So it makes no sense for me to jump back to the beginning of the project. I want to jump back to the beginning of the music. So that's my locator 3. And I have also locator 4. This is my flexible locator. And I use this one to jump to a specific area of or section of the song when I don't want to change locators 1 and 2. So locator 4 changes all the time. And locator 5 is a very funny one because it jumps to like minute 10 or so in the project. And I need this one every time, for example, when I have made a part that I don't need anymore or don't want anymore, but I also don't want to delete it. So I just cut and paste it here to minute 10. Also, this area is nice for little jam sessions or track little ideas that are basically nice but don't work in that track I'm working on. So I hope you get the point that you can customize all kinds of settings and save them in the template. So you never ever have to worry about them when you start a new project. So let's finally check out all my tracks here and also the hidden ones. And of course, let's listen to some of my preset sounds here. But sorry, one more thing before I forget it. The official tempo of the year 2024 is 108 BPM. That's only a joke, okay? Of course, yeah, it's a funny thing. Every year I have a different tempo in my template, and of course I will not only write music at 108 BPM. So from top to bottom, let's check out my tracks, also the hidden ones behind this bar here. You can move the bar. It's just a fancy idea to save some space. And it starts with my tempo track. Of course, I have many tempo changes in my music and also time signature changes. So I also have my signature bar here. And this ruler track is set to seconds, just for a little orientation so that I know, oh, I'm already at 8 minutes 45. Maybe it's time to stop writing. And of course, here is also my stereo out, and in that stereo out channel, I have supervision going on in the inserts, and this is also my supervision template. You can save a template within a set template. You can do that with every plugin. Okay, let's close that again, and further below, the effect channels and the group tracks are always at top of my projects. I hate when the effect group is at the bottom of the track list. I want those things to live at the top. But as you can see, there is nothing going on in the effect channel group here, except the translation problem here in Cubase 13 Pro. But I have already a group track for my guitars, a very simplified guitar setup. Here's a folder with the guitar tracks. This is just one stereo track without any effects or something for guitars, and two for like a doubling guitar, like this one is. Oh, look, this panorama must go to the left side and this one to the right. Huh. Why? Because we will talk about that for sure in another video. Now let's check out the piano sounds. For that I use the Hellion Sonic instrument or sample player or whatever it is. And I've loaded 4 different pianos. And I can select them by changing the MIDI channel here in the inspector. And yes, I'm an inspector guy. I always have the inspector open. I don't know why, don't ask. So the first sound is the mellow grand piano, a nice grand piano sound. And then the one I've set as a default, it's a Mark 1 and pad. Nice E-piano sound. And the natural tines. And finally the jazz grand piano A. I haven't used this very often. A very direct and dry piano sound. But here comes the drums. It's a Groove Agent SE5, whatever that means. And I've also made up a new set, a new kit 1. Last year I had a kind of very electronic sounding kit. This time it's more experimental and also more natural. And I also applied a layout that works nicely with the finger drum pads on my precious master keyboard. I'm sorry. That's the drummer in me. It always starts very calm and nice and groovy. And then it suddenly turns into a freak show. So now that I've tested this template here in this video, I must say I'm very happy with it. I think I can work with it. I need to make some little corrections, like the panorama settings here in the guitar left and guitar right channels. But that's no problem. You can make changes and just save everything with a few clicks. Just go to File and choose this one, Save as Template. Give a template a name, like I called mine All I Need 24, and just overwrite the older version. You will see it's not a problem at all. Have you any more questions? Is there something worth mentioning? Also, how does your template look like? And how many different ones do you use? I really want to know, because I really want to know more about my viewers, and because this is the last video I release in the year 2023. I want to thank everybody of you for supporting this very young channel of that very old guy. Well, not very old, you know. So, all the best to you for the new year 2024. Create a new template, make it good, and never stop creating. Also, don't forget to leave a like before you go. My name is Markus. You've been watching The Ground Noise, and I hope to see you soon in the next one. Stay tuned.